everybody, and welcome back to Season 5 of Battle of the Bangers. I'm your host. My name is Tyler, and as always, I'm joined by the boys. We've got Brennan.
What's going on, folks?
And we have Kyle.
Hello.
So, if you've been following along with us, you know that we have been doing the Battle Royale of all of the Robot with Human Hair songs that Dance Gavin Dance has ever written, minus one that we couldn't fit. And as we load up the bracket here, you will see the preliminaries are over. There are 4 dead robots and 4 living robots. Today, we are going to be discussing the matchup between a dead living robot and a child living robot who dies in the video. It's Son of Robot versus Death of the Robot with Human Hair. I'm good at talking. So these are 2 very good songs, and they both deserve to be here 100%. I have a feeling that Brennan is going to be massively leaning one way. Like, massively leaning one way. Yeah.
Yeah, you bet your ass I am.
Yeah. So before Brennan shits on Son of Robot, Kyle, would you like to talk good about Son of Robot?
I'd love to. I think this comparison of tracks is very interesting, and one that I also think leans in Brennan's favor, because I do think it is kind of like a bad matchup for Son of Robot.
A little bit.
Because as a song, Son of Robot is extremely solid. I think it's a really solid album opener in the fact that it like you were saying in the first battle it was in, Tyler, it gives you that dichotomy. It really just like breaks it down for you. It gives it to you like what DGD's about. Boom, boom, boom. It gives it to you, and then it moves on to superior tracks in my mind. Not all of them superior, but majority of superior on that album, and that's kind of what you want in the structure of an album, which it did its job, and it did it well. I also just think that the flow of the track, I mentioned it before, is just super solid. It just knows when to like give you the gas, when to break it a little bit, and every time there's a transition, it's either like it almost feels like it's not too like. There are times where the instrumentals doesn't even feel like it's like a verse into a chorus. It almost feels like it's just like and it's just you keep grooving. You keep grooving. The instrumentals connect so well. And I think it's so good. It's also instrumentally, I think, just like really beautiful in a lot of moments as well, especially the very beginning, the way it kind of sends it off at the end. It's just so damn good.
Yeah.
Super solid. And in the context of its own album, great. Here, maybe takes a few blows from Death of a Robot.
I mean, because to be honest, I mean, I think we're all kind of leaning the way Brennan's leaning, but like, I do want to reiterate that I think that we historically do not really give Son of Robot the credit it is due. Granted, like, do I get kind of upset when they play it live at a show? Yes, because they could be playing literally any other song in that spot. But, like, that doesn't mean that it's a bad song. It's still a good song. It still does a lot right. Like you were saying, Kyle, I think, like, all of those things, amazing. In general, an amazing song. Just not one that we personally come back to a lot. And that might be shitty of us. But, I don't know. I mean, I think that what it does incredibly well. And what it doesn't do. But Death of the Robot with Human Hair, man, I mean, this is a contender. Like, this could go all the way. Like, Death of the Robot could kill all of the other robots, which is ironic, because it's dead.
Or at least in the process of dying.
Brendan, passing it over to you. Talk about whatever you want. Friendo?
Where do I begin? I don't think this is really a contest. I don't think it's fair to Son of Robot, because I do respect it. I just find it to be a really weak song compared to a good chunk of their discography. Like, on Artificial Selection, I pretty much choose most of the other songs on the record over it. In this bracket, I think the other 3 songs that are in the quote-unquote top 4, final 4, outweigh it a good bit. But it is still a very respectable song, albeit, I think, very safe and very formulaic. That being said, though, Death of the Robot with Human Hair is none of those things. Death of the Robot with Human Hair is spectacular, and it has so much going on, and the song takes you on this wild roller coaster that, you know, leads you back to Will Swan, you know, doing his little rap thing at the end. Like, it's a chef's kiss on an album that, we said this before, it's criminally underrated and doesn't get the respect it deserves. Well, I think Son of Robot, like, maybe it doesn't get the respect it deserves, but I think that the respect it does deserve is a lot less. I mean, in my opinion, there's a very clear winner here, and I'm sorry to Son of Robot, but that's just how it's shaken on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be just the wrong decision to say that Son of Robot is better than Death of the Robot, because it's just not. I mean, Death of the Robot with Human Hair is arguably like the best track on its respective album, and, you know, Son of Robot is pretty much the weakest. Granted, Artificial Selection is one of, if not the most solid Dance Gavin Dance albums out there. So that's not really an argument, and I'm kind of just talking about nothing, but, you know, still needs to be said. I just think that, you know, we talked about it already in the previous episode, but like Death of the Robot with Human Hair is just an immaculate song from a time period where they were not an immaculate band yet. And that's just a really impressive feat. And this song deserves way more love than it gets. Frankly, Son of Robot gets too much love comparative to, you know, how it's not the best DGD song. I think it's partially just because it was released as a single for reasons that still baffle and confuse me. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna vote for Death of the Robot with Human Hair as well. I can't not do that. It's just the correct answer.
Yeah.
It would also be disrespectful to say that, like, 2.5 lost to Death of the Robot, but then Death of the Robot lost to Son of Robot. Like, that would just be a giant middle finger to DBM2, and I cannot do that.
I would take 2.5 over Son of Robot as well.
I would also.
Like, if we're being honest, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
I would also probably put that
I
in.
might also, honestly, and that might actually come to a surprise to like some people. I think those two songs match up a lot better than this Death of the Robot with Son of Robot. Because honestly, at the end of the day, and the reason why I mentioned before that I think this is an unfair matchup is because the reasons why Death of the Robot edge out 2.5 for me is the same reasons why Death of the Robot edges out Son of Robot. Just I think a little bit more. And the fact that Death of the Robot gives you everything you look for in a DGD track and level it up with some really cool ideas, electronic-y bits, the Will Swan bit, the way the Hush Now bit kind of builds throughout the track. So many really cool, unique things that like just, you know, like multiple cherries on top of this delicious sundae. Whereas Son of Robot does what it does. It feels like it was written to be the beginning of an album. Like it was written with the album in mind, which I think is a detriment to it in these kinds of scenarios. But as far as like setting up that album, it succeeds at what it's supposed to be there for. So it is unfair, but I am also going to go with Death of the Robot. That track just fucking slaps.
To continue on your ice cream metaphor, I would say that Son of Robot is a twist cone. You know, everyone loves twist cones. It gives you both halves of the creams that you want blended together in such a whimsical and fun and delicious way. And you're like, boy, always love that. Death of the Robot is a damn sundae. Like, that's for special occasions, filling your whole belly with all the good, and it's just, there's so much happening, so much on it. It's an experience in your mouth. Whereas the other one is just, you suck it down and move on, and it's enjoyable, but it's not something that's gonna, like, you know, stick to your bones and your brain and your taste buds.
I think that might be my favorite metaphor you've ever made. I mean, like, it built off of mine, so I guess I'm a tad biased. But I also think that, like, it was good and clean and not gross. I
know. Typically,
Wow.
my best metaphors, my most accurate metaphors, are gross. And this one was accurate and clean enough
And
to
delicious.
ship to grandma. You're welcome, world.
Oh yeah.
I gotta find a real nasty one to throw out before the end of the series,
God,
just to
no,
make your
please.
mom upset. That's my goal.
That's the goal. That's the mission. That's the
She
hope,
did
that's the
not
dream.
like the metaphor I made in the Royal Coda album review. I'm shocked by that, but apparently not Donna approved.
Hi, Mom.
Anyway, yeah, Death of the Robot's moving on. Let's go into the final round where it will face off against either the Robot with Human Hair Part 4. I'm not having a stroke. I'm fine. Or Young Robot. One of those two is going to be moving on to try to kill Death.
Wow.
Good luck.
Is Death immortal? We'll find out.
So if you want to see that matchup and the final matchup, make sure you're subscribed to the Talks a Lot Boys and you have wrangle-dangled the bell so that you get notified whenever those episodes drop, and you will be very happy that you did, and we will be very happy that you did, because we want that number to keep getting big, because it makes us feel accomplished and happy. Make sure if you liked this video, please give it a like, because that really does help us out a lot. I'm sorry, Kyle. And yeah, please comment below what you thought about this matchup. Do you like Son of Robot more than we do? Do you think Death of the Robot with Human Hair is bad for some reason? Are you like just a person of bad taste? Expose yourself. Let us know in the comments below. We would love to laugh at your horrible opinion.
Oh my god!
That's your
Not pretend that we
horrendous
wouldn't
takes.
do that if somebody comments that. We absolutely would. We've done it in the past for other takes.
We have. We talked about it a lot.
But anyway, we've been Talks a Lot Boys. We'll talk a lot more next time. Bye.